Last time on Vintage Story, we collected the last piece of the puzzle to get steel, and we finally found bauxite. We then went home and gave our windmill an upgrade. That way we could set up automation inside. And with that, we were able to set up a steel furnace, which we put to use immediately. And that leaves us here. And welcome back. So it is the next morning, and our steel has been going. It's only at 7%, so we gotta go do something while we're waiting on that. However, I do have a plan. I was looking at this right here, and I realized, oh yeah, there's no glass in here. There's also no glass up there. And I think it's gonna take like a week to actually get this all glassed up. Plus, we gotta go get the stuff to make glass. Unfortunately, we did just crush all of our quartz, so we're gonna need some more. Hold on, let's go have a look. How much did I do? We do have 39 in there, but yeah, it's definitely mostly crushed, and that is not going to be enough. So I figured we would go and get some quartz and get all that started. We are also waiting on some flax right now, but that's going to take like a week or so. It's going to line up perfectly with the steel. I want to try to make a boat today and then do some exploring and figure out a location for our final base. It's got to be grand. And it's got to give me a ton of inspiration on some new builds. Remember, this was always meant to be temporary. And I really do like this place. And I really have to fight myself to actually move out. But I think it'll be for the best. This will be a really cool outpost. And we'll come back here every once in a while. But yeah, we definitely need a new space. And get the creative juices flowing again. But that being said, I do need to heat up some metal. Basically, all of my tools are broken. And I'm also missing a knife, which I did look for and I did not see. But yeah, I can't find my knife, so we're gonna have to make a new one. And I feel like it's a good time to get a full set of tools. This will probably be the last tool set that we make with this iron, and we can go straight to steel. Well, let's start making some tools. We're gonna start with the pickaxe. Let's get smithing. There we go. Get another one down. We'll do the shovel next. So let's get that made. One shovel completed. Grab another one. Place. This one shall be an axe. So back at it again. And there we go. Now last ingot. Place. This shall be a knife. So let's finish it. And there it is. Alright, that should be a full set of tools. And we got 7 extra ingots, which we'll just stuff back into the box. Oh yeah, while I'm here, and I just noticed that we have some grains in there for some reason. So we're gonna go over here and try to feed all of our animals again. Oh, there's more chickens in there. Did you see that? There's at least 3. Also, I don't see the white one. No, the white one is in the back. I think we have 4 chickens in there. I can actually fill this one up from here. But we do gotta go in and fill this one up. I think we're gonna leave these 2 be, and we can just bring them over to our next base location. Or even these might stay here because they're generation 0. And then we can take some out of these guys. Both good options. So we're just gonna leave them be for now. The pigs? The pigs definitely have piglets. Is that like 4? Do we have 4 piglets? Oh god, they're attacking. Okay, am I wrong? Did the mod do that? I didn't fully read the mod, so maybe it makes them give us a bunch more offspring? Because I don't remember them ever giving me 4. I'm not sure. Do we have more goats, though? I think they might be behind here. I don't want to go in because I'll get attacked. Yes, I do see a baby goat. We do, in fact, have more animals. It's already going so well. I do think that we only have 1 goat baby, though. So maybe we just got super lucky with the pigs. Either way, I really like how the pigs did that. I feel like they should be having litters. And maybe they've always done that. I just never noticed. Either way, they're all fed. And I'll just stuff that back into the box. I'll grab my extra crock of food. And some of my tannin is in fact done. So we're going to drop the scraped hides into them. We started that last video and didn't get too far. We shall drop 5 logs into this one. And seal. That should be done whenever this is done. And real quick, we're just going to make all the tools real quick. There we go. Get the knife in my inventory. I swear I will not lose that one. And I'm just going to wait for these to break to use them. But anyway, we should be good here. And we're going to head out and get some quartz. Oh yeah, while we're out, we're also looking for a very specific flower. It's something blue. We are trying to make blue dye, which we can use lapis lazuli, which honestly, I didn't even know that was in the game. But we're looking for cornflower because I feel like that's way more manageable. With said dye, we can make blue cloth, which is one of the steps to making the tracker armor that we want to make. I still don't think we're going to get to it this video, but if I see the flower, I really need to go and get that. I found flax. I saw blue and got excited for a second. But yeah, if you see me looking around for flowers, that is why. Here's a tunnel. I expect it to be dangerous down here, so we'll see how it goes. Current rift activity is very high, by the way. So yeah, it could be dangerous. I think this was it. No, definitely not. Keep going. This is the spot. We're going to make sure to get it all lit up as good as possible. And it does seem to be safe. So give me a minute. I'm just going to go ahead and collect a whole bunch more. I want to get enough to get a ton of glass. That way we have a bunch extra. And I don't have to sit here and do this every single time. I need just a little bit. So that being said, give me just a few. And that'll do for now. We did get about 400 or so. And I think that should last for quite a bit. There is gold here. And I assume if I keep digging around, I might find some more. I feel like I already found some, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Either way, we're going to head back up and we're going to get out of here. And we're up. So we do have a tiny bit of extra time. So I do want to head over to this tree because I saw it on the map. And I was thinking, how cool would it be if I could get a sapling for it? So we're going to go over there and cut it down real quick. Before anybody even mentions shears, okay? I get more sticks and seeds from cutting it down because of the OneStick mod that I have. However, I don't think I got any. Wait, I did! We got one singular seed. Okay, perfect. That means we can plant that back at the base. The goal is to get a ton of them because I do love how they look. Also, yeah, the fruit trees. I don't think that one's ripe yet, but we'll check on the ones over here real quick. Ooh, there's another crimson tree over here. And they're pretty easy to see on the map. I might have to do some exploring today and just specifically look for these. Be pretty easy. We could get a whole field of them, which we did just get another seed. So now we have 2 to work with. Okay, how's it looking? Okay, ripe in 14 days. We're not quite there. Oh, I was going to say we're heading back to the base, but this is the exact flour that I need. It's not enough, but it's some. It does exist, and it exists close to my base. But we could potentially try to get some more tomorrow, or at least sometime soon. I see some more. Let's pick it up. I don't even think that we need all that many. All we need is a little bit of dye. Also, there's more over here. I'll be taking those. And for now, that'll do. So let's head back in. Watch, we probably have like a giant field of them inside my base. I actually don't see any. Okay, good. I didn't want to have to start removing flowers from my base. Okay, let's take some of my bricks that I have. And while there's still sunlight, we'll go ahead and just grab a bit more coal because we're going to need it for these. By the way, am I wrong by believing that we can do the bloomeries with peat? Somebody mentioned that, and now I'm really curious because that would save me so much charcoal and would give me such a good reason to collect all the peat in the world. I suppose we'll try some tonight. I think that's enough charcoal. But hold on real quick. We're going to head back out into the danger zone and we're just going to grab a tiny bit of peat. I do think that there's some inside my base too, but I don't want to rip it up. However, there should be some out here. If you guys remember, there's so much peat around my base. There's a shiver. Shiver! You must die! Die! Come on. There we go. Okay, Pete. Where are you, Pete? Hi, dude. How's it going? Oh, here's some. Right outside my base. That'll do. I don't feel too bad about that. Okay, we got 21. That should do. Let's get back before the other shivers see me. Oh, hey, dude. Talk to you later. So I was hoping to do it in there, but I don't think it's safe. It's pretty dangerous in there. I keep seeing shivers. So we're actually just going to do it inside of here. And we can just do it in the basement, as there's some extra space in here. So let's go ahead and make some bloomeries. We shall start with 3 because that's all I can hold. And let's get them down. And there we go. Okay, let's start with the quartz. We're just going to get these filled up. And don't worry, we're going to make more. But I wanted to test out the peat. No, it can't go in there, can it? Dang, I was so hyped for that. I thought I had a real reason to use this. Well, that's a shame, but whatever. Luckily, we got charcoal. But, well, let's make a couple more. Alright, so we got 8 filled up. And I do have some extra quartz just laying around. Just about a stack, so we can always make more if we need to. But this should be a pretty good start. So we're just going to get them all lit up real quick. There we go. And now we can just leave them for the night. So let's head up here. And let's head to bed. And I'll see you in the morning. And we're up. Hey dude, how's it going? You're not supposed to be here. Who do you think you are? Don't you dare throw rocks at me. Not inside my own house. Jeez, this guy. Anyway, we're down here. Oh, we got 2 that didn't work. See, that was proof, by the way. They were all lit. They're at negative hours. They were completely filled up correctly and lit, yet they're not going to work. Either way, we do got 6 that did work, so we're just going to pick them up real quick. There we go. That was about 72. So awesome. And of course, while I'm thinking about it, we need to go over here to our steel. I got to remember to keep topping it up. And yeah, it was right about to go out. So let's start filling. And there we go. How are we doing? 23%. It's going. And it seems like my onions are done. My rye is almost about to be done. And the flax still has a while. Well, let's pick up all our onions real quick. Make sure to get them before they get heat stunted. It has been getting very hot. Right now it's only 73. But it was at 89 earlier. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if things start getting damaged. And we'll leave the rye until it's done. But there we go. 200 more onions. We'll just stuff them in there and there. And now we should go work on the glass. Okay, so as much as I'd like to give you guys a montage of me doing this, it's pretty much going to be impossible to see. It's going to be even harder for me to see. But yeah, it's not like I can give you guys a good view of this happening. Especially if I keep it back here so you guys can see most of it. It will just continue to look see-through. So I'm going to spend a while and I'm going to try to get all this done. It's going to take me quite a bit as it's very annoying to chisel out glass. As you can see, I can't see. Or you might not be able to see that I can't see. Yeah, chiseling glass absolutely sucks, and it's why I try to avoid it as much as possible. Even though you can make some insanely cool stuff with it, it's just so difficult to do, and it's even more difficult to show you guys. So anyway, I'm going to take some time, and I'm going to fully glass up this place. But luckily, I should be able to copy-paste most of this. Yeah, that definitely did work, so that is going to speed it up. I think I only had to chisel out one single window, or at least I hope that's the case. So anyway, I'm going to get to it, and I'll see you guys once it's hopefully done. Okay, so good and bad news. We definitely got started, and I did the hard part. You might be able to barely tell, but we do have glass here, and that should count as an actual wall, but we kind of ran out of glass here. I did fill out all the middles with actual blocks, but I didn't get the sides. So yeah, we do have to make some more. I wasn't expecting it. I thought that we did have enough. I suppose I could have used slabs, although I'm not too sure how slabs work with chiseling. The entire bottom is done, by the way. This floor should be good, even though I don't think that this was the issue. I also do believe that it is completely safe in here, and that they were spawning outside right on the little edges there and hopping in. I do have a mod now for the light, and you can see that all this is properly lit. This isn't like the one that shows you that it's an actual room, which this definitely would not be. This just helps you see all the light levels and lets you see if things can spawn or not, which it definitely might be affected because it is daytime. But yeah, but I did check this out on my mod video, and I do believe that this was fully lit up. So I don't think that things are spawning in here, but if they were, they would probably be like right here. So perhaps one extra torch there would be good. So anyway, we're gonna put that away. I did want to show you that so we can check out the light levels. And yeah, these are still going. But let's go out here. I don't have to make them downstairs again. We should be good to go to just place them up here and then go to sleep. So I'm gonna do it right here again because that is where I originally did it. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just make a ton more bloomeries. I feel like another 8 would be perfect. So let me get all these set up real quick. And there we go. So that's 8 bloomeries. I might have enough quartz to completely fill them up. Yeah, we actually got them all filled. But I need some more charcoal again. We are burning through this like crazy. We're probably almost out. Yeah. There's only a couple more layers. So we're gonna have to get some more going tomorrow. And that is completely fine. Luckily, we got a new axe to use. So we might as well go break it. Okay, that should be about everything. We have 87 extra. Is that even enough to finish our steel? Anyway, let's get all these filled up real quick. And there we go. Then we're gonna get them lit. And we're gonna do a full proper inspection on them. I want to make sure that they're all good, they're all lit, they're all full. And we're gonna see if any of them are even slightly different. We'll be able to make some sort of connection. I think they're all lit. They all seem good to me. I'm looking at the numbers, it all seems fine, and I don't think that we should have any problems with it. We're probably going to, but I don't think it's my fault. So anyway, let's just leave them be. So yeah, I only have about 39 charcoal left, and it's definitely not going to be enough for this. Hopefully it can last until we get some more, which we're going to do that immediately in the morning. 29 charcoal will last like 1 or 2 days. I think that should be fine. And it's not like if that goes out, it's going to stop the progress, which we are at 30%. It will just pause it until we relight it, but I want to get that done as soon as possible. The rye still got a couple days, and it seems like the flax over here isn't doing too much. But this right here, oh, that one's almost done. This is all that I'm waiting for right now. I do believe that this entire field right here should be able to get us a boat, and I'm very excited. I've never had a boat, and I'm so ready to try one out. But anyway, let's go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. And we're up. The glass should be done right now, but we're just gonna leave it be. Look, here it is. Okay, cool. All the bloomeries are in fact done. None of them failed this time. Hold on, I do want to go check on my old ones. I bet you I gotta relight them. So we might as well get that done right now. And they're still going. Negative 23 hours. That is stupid. I don't know why that always happens to me. I'm so glad it doesn't do that with the steel at all. Oh, we're out of food. Okay, well, we gotta get some more. I'm filling this thing up like crazy. Look at that. It's amazing, but that actually means that I gotta start making food again. And all of our crocs are slowly being taken. Well, we're pretty much at the point where we can make some bread again. This right here, this is my bread supply for this year. Plus, we do have some extra food down here like the spelt. But I'm gonna try my best to not just eat bread again. I do think that is probably the best way to go about it. But I want to shake things up and try eating some real food every once in a while. Even though my nutrition is still looking pretty bad, we do have some vegetables. And that's better than just grain. It'll be very rare to see my grain this low. It's usually maxed out. Anyway, we're gonna run into this forest over here. Do I have any more forest around my base? Oh, I should go up there. I think that's where I spawned too. Because this right here is mostly a pine forest. But if I could find a bunch of oak trees, then that would be amazing. I'm not cutting down the ones over there. I might start cutting the ones on the inside, but I want the outside to be full. But yeah, I've pretty much harvested all the oak trees around this area. And that sucks because that is basically my wood supply. If I was intending to live here for much longer, then I would set up a big tree. But I don't think that there's really a point of doing that here right now. Because I'm trying my best to make this the last year that we're here at the outpost. We'll see how that goes, but I'm trying, okay? That's why I haven't started any mega projects. Oh yeah, we have larch over here. Well, I should probably pick up some larch. I might not use it for wood, but hey, I'll take it. And I did get some seeds. Honestly, I think that's all that I need. And yeah, this was a bad place for wood. We're gonna go around because there was a big forest behind this mountain. But yeah, I want some seeds of each tree so when we go over, we can bring them with us. I don't think there's gonna be much room for giant forests over there. And that's not really the vibe that I'm going for. But some for decoration and a lot for big tree over there will be cool. And by the way, I'm sure you guys can tell by how I'm talking, I kind of have an idea of where I want to build. Right now, the best candidate is that island that I drove past. And right now, in my mind, that's where we're moving. So unless we find something cooler when I get the boat, that is the plan. But that could change very quickly. Okay, I think the forest is right in front of me. I hope it isn't just one big mountain, though. On my map, it doesn't seem to be. But it might be around this mountain right here. I do, however, see some big maple trees. And that is pretty much what we're looking for anyway. We're just looking for these big beefy trees that have a ton of logs on them. And it makes it so much easier to get a ton. And there's two really big ones right next to each other. I might even be able to cut down most of the other tree in one cut. I expect like a stack of logs out of this one. Yes. Definitely not a stack. That was about 30. I expected a lot more. We're going to finish off that tree though. And there we go, 80. And there also is a cherry tree stem here. So we are just going to start stealing those. And I might not even place them down because we're going to relocate and I want to take them with me. And now we're up to 110. Oh, here's an oak one. I feel like this has a ton of logs that are hidden. Let's see how much of this gets me. And also bad news, I can see the other forest on the corner of my eye and it seems like it's mostly pine. Not great for us. But also is wonderful when we need some resin. So not all bad. Okay, that was about 31, not that bad. Also, by the way, that was 12 seeds. Just from one tree. I think someone asked me how I got so many seeds. And yeah, that's how. The OneStick mod is quite nice. I can tell you that much. But I do think the seed collection is a bit much, not gonna lie. We do got another mountain range right in front of us. And there's one on this side as well. So we're like in a mini valley, I think. But yeah, this is such a cool place. I think this right here is all surrounded by mountains. And it definitely could make a cool base. But I want something that's directly on the water. I want a dock basically at my base. Anyway, we didn't quite get what I was out here for, but I am just going to cut down a ton of these maple trees. They should be good enough for what we're here for. So give me a bit and I'm just going to collect a whole bunch. Okay, last one. I would consider continuing, but I did just hear a wolf and it sounded very close to me. We did get about 3 stacks, and that should be more than enough. Plus, I just don't feel like dying out here today. So we'll quit while we're ahead. Either way, let's turn around and we're gonna head straight back to the base. So see you there. And we're back. So I gotta go store my loot. Then we're gonna get that charcoal pit up and going immediately. Okay, we should be good. I put away all the unnecessary stuff. So let's break up the logs and let's start getting it down. And there we go. We filled it up. Okay, let's top this up. And even the staircase. Remove that block. Place some grass, some firewood, get it lit, and top it off. So in about a day or so, we should have a ton of charcoal, which means that this 29 should last. Or at least I hope so. But we are going to go over here and top this off one more time. There we go. 7 left. That's all we have for tomorrow. How are we doing? 44. We're getting steel today, I swear. But anyway, let's go over here and pick up all of our glass. About a stack and a half. That should do. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to work on the windows again. I want this place to be fully safe. I don't want to see shivers in here ever again. So that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And hopefully this house should finally be done. Okay, so I do think that I got it all. And it's kind of hard to see if I missed anything or not. But I do think I got it all. And yeah, it feels a lot safer in here. However, I am going to wait for it to be fully nighttime. And I shall use our trusty mod to see if it's all lit up. We're going to fully make sure that it's safe in here. So just give me a minute. I'm going to wait for it to get dark. Okay, so I don't think it's going to get any darker than it is right now. It doesn't even seem that bad outside. But yeah, looking at it, I do think it's all safe up here. Even the stuff outside seems to be safe. So I'm a little bit skeptical, but yeah. I guess I just gotta trust it. The path, though. We're gonna need some sort of torch here. Either way, it looks like we're good. We're just gonna head over to this real quick, and we'll top it up for the night. We only have 1 more charcoal, so hopefully that'll last. I suppose this should have a timer, right? Yeah, 11 hours. So that should be done in the morning. It will be just in time. So let's go inside, and let's go to bed. They'll see you in the morning. And we're up. So I think that we have another couple hours on that. Yep. And our steel should be going. It sure is. So we're going to have 0 downtime. Absolutely perfect. So we need to kill some time. And I know the perfect way to do it. I'm going to cook some food. I've been talking about these crocs here for a while. And I feel like it would be the perfect time to do it. As well as we're going to try to get some of this leather done. That is in fact done. So we can just throw it into there. And seal it. So yeah, what I figured we would do is we would just cook a whole bunch of food. Luckily, we have a ton of vegetables down here. And it's actually getting a bit ridiculous. Oh look, they finally finished. Yeah, let's light them back up. Surely they'll work this time. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, I have a ton of food here. Just absolutely ridiculous amounts of vegetables and stuff. And I feel like this time we definitely want to cook the soybeans. What, they last 12.3 years? Are soybeans like a superfood? Yeah, and they even last about 3.2 years in my inventory. That is honestly insane. So I think we're going to try to mix that with, I guess, some onions. And I don't think that we really have any meat now. It's definitely spoiled. And I'm going to do my best to fill up these 2 rows again. So I don't know how long this is going to take. But just know that I'm going to try to keep the steel furnace filled up. And we won't waste any time. And I'll see you guys in just a little while. Okay, so this is all I'm gonna do for now. I was honestly expecting to go a little bit harder on this and get every single crock filled up. But then I realized I need to seal them. And yeah, that was kind of an issue, as you guys saw. Or at least I hope you saw. We did have some honey over here, so I did collect some of it. But the majority of it wasn't collectible. So we're gonna get back to that at a future time. However, I do think our charcoal should be done. And yes, it sure is. So let's go ahead and pick some up. That way we can fill up the steel furnace. As I assume it's basically out by now. Okay, 37 should do for now. Let's head over there before it gets too dark. And it still seems to be going. Sick. Okay, let's keep it filled. There we go. How are we doing? 60%. And I do want to check this building. I don't see anything in it. Okay, that's awesome. Let's see how long that lasts. Anyway, I just wanted to show me opening that up. And telling you guys about the situation with the crocs. We will fill this up all eventually, but I'm not going to use fat to fill it up. We're going to be saving that for the windmill out there. However, I definitely can still make bread tonight. We actually don't have that much. Hold on. Hopefully it's not too dangerous outside, but I do think that the spell is done. Ah, sorry, rye. Yeah, a lot of the rye is done, so let's go ahead and pick up as much as I can. Try to leave the ones that aren't done yet. And a lot of it is heat damaged. I told you guys it was getting pretty hot. What we need is some sort of air conditioning in this game so we can make air-conditioned greenhouses. Could you imagine? Okay, well, this is all the rye. This is all the spelt that we just got. We're gonna go ahead and go back inside. And I think I'm just gonna start turning into bread. Plus, I'll grab some of the stuff that I have down here. Oh yeah, I have some in here as well. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, we can definitely make quite a bit of bread. And that sounds like a plan. So one of the things that we can do, because we do need to grind this, is real quick, we're just gonna go ahead and grab our quern. Then we're gonna head over to our windmill. And I think if I remove this right here, I can even take that block because I don't think that we're gonna be needing it. Place that there, remove that gear, place the quern, and it should be going pretty decently fast. And we can just go ahead and throw in our grains and it'll start to turn into flour. But yeah, that's gonna take a while. I suppose what I could do right now is I could set up some automation for the quern. You know, I could even steal this real quick. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try to set up some automation for this. I assume that we're gonna have to move it soon after, but hey, I feel like it could be a good idea to get that down. Because we do have some copper here, and we have some extra copper here. And we need about 4 hoppers. I just don't think that's going to be possible with the amount that we have. Yeah, at most, we could only make about 2 hoppers. But we also need some chutes. So anyway, we'll do what we can. We're going to get this metal heated up real quick. And we're going to go ahead and make 2 hoppers and 1 chute. But that means I need to make a ton of plates. So just give me a minute and I'll get all these made. Okay, so I think I got everything I want to get done. So we're going to go ahead and just make 2 hoppers with those. And I think we only needed 1 chute. So let's go over to my windmill real quick. See, one of the issues I have with automating this is that I got to get the axle underneath this thing. And I don't have enough here to remove. I do have 1 extra and I do think that we got to make more. But that does require fat, and I'm worried that I'll need that for the boat. But I didn't see anything immediately, so we're gonna go get it and we're gonna start making some. It'll be worth it, trust me. An automatic quern is awesome. So let's grab our fat. We might even need the resin. I see we did not need the resin. Good thing, because I only had 3. So let's go ahead and make a couple of axles. We'll start with 6, and let's see, how can I do this? Okay, so I figured out how I can get this done in here. I did have to rip up some of the floor, but I think that this should be perfect. We can place the quern on top. There should be room for a chute on top and a chest on top of that. We can place 1 hopper there, and the chest can go on top of that. And we can place 1 right there. The reason why I'm doing this is because every single hopper that we don't have slows down the speed ever so slightly. Should I steal that one too? We're gonna do it. We're not going to have these 2 things going at the same time anyway, so who cares? So we'll go ahead and just place on that side. And unfortunately, we don't have enough copper to make another. So I went and grabbed some chests. We're just going to throw 1 down under each hopper. I don't know if that being like that would cause issues, but I'm going to make sure it's not like that. So we're going to dig out some more of the floor. And the vessel dropped on me. It's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Got to get rid of even more floor. All for the sake of science. But there we go. Ideally, it should just work like that. We're going to throw down a chute on top of this. Oh, yeah, I need a straight chute. I forgot. You can't just use regular chutes, so hold on. We got to go and make another one. Luckily, I do have some extra copper. Anyway, let's drop an ingot in. Get it lit. Okay, it's heated up. Let's grab it, place it, shoot, and let's get it made real quick. And there we go. So let's get them lined up so we can get a straight chute. And we're going to go back over there for 1 final time and actually get this thing made. So we can hop on here, place, grab a chest, place, and ideally it should be working. We do have to fill up this spot right here with an item. That way it'll spit everything out. Then we're going to go ahead and get some dirt and fill in the spots so it can't spit out items in places that we don't want them to be. Although it is such a mess in here. This is what I get for trying to build small. I like to build big for a reason. But anyway, I think we have it all set up. Wait, I didn't even need to block that off. Awesome. So we actually do have an access point and we can see what's happening. So let's drop the spelt grain on top into that box. It goes directly into the quern, which it seems to be working here. And I think it did just spit it out. So in one of these boxes should be some flour. I didn't see it quite yet. And that one? Yes, it actually worked. Okay, sick. I think that we officially did just automate the quern. And I really want to get another hopper into it. Plus, we're gonna have to make some more for this because I don't want to just have to keep tearing everything down. Oh, it just spit out there. Yeah, I did actually have to block that. I don't know why I thought it would be fine without it. But yeah, it is all done. And I can tell you this, our next automation place needs to be a lot bigger. But to be honest, I think that this should be big enough for what we needed to do. Eventually, we are probably going to just remove this quern, or we can add it to somewhere else. And this place I feel like would be perfect for an automatic helve hammer, plus the crushers, and we can just do the quern somewhere else because it takes so much space. Anyway, we're going to go get all my grains again, because I did store them for inventory space. So let's pick them all up. I didn't need the flax. Then we come back here and we can just drop them all in the box up there. And over time, it should just spit out into these chests. And I no longer have the AFK quern stuff. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, before it becomes too dark, we do need to get some more charcoal. That way we can fill up the steel furnace again for tonight. And my shovel's about to break out. There it goes. And I don't know where my other one went. I put it somewhere. Either way, 25 should be good for now. So let's get this topped up. And there we go. How are we doing now? 75%. We're so close. And look, some of the flax is done. However, we're going to wait until tomorrow to harvest it. Then hopefully I can just do the entire field. So let's go back inside and we're going to go to bed. So I'll see you in the morning. And we're up. Okay, how is the flax field doing? Most of it's done. There's some here and there that are not. I assume that they went into negative hours or something. Either way, I'm going to slowly just harvest the ones that I can because there's only a couple that I can't. I don't want to waste a single flax. That would be so sad. And oh yeah, a lot of this isn't even done. We did just get about 200 and we definitely have some back at the base. Perhaps that will be enough. We still do got to collect some stuff out here though. There is a bunch of rye that's done. So we'll grab that. And I do believe that to be everything. Okay, so let's look at a boat real quick. So I do think that we're going to go for oak. And yeah, it does seem like it's a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be. You don't just craft it and you got to do a whole bunch of stuff. So that should be fun. So to start with, we need 5 rollers, which we can just make with some firewood like that. So let's craft 5. Then we need 2 plumbing squares, which just take a little bit of twine and some stone and sticks. So let's make 2 plumbing squares. 1, 2. Then we need 8 firewood, but we have that. We do need like 300 boards. Luckily, that should be super simple. You know what? I am going to put the oak logs away, and we're going to do this out of pine. I think I'm going to make my boat all the way over there, directly like right here-ish, because that has a really good access point to all the water. So while we're over there, we'll just pick up some pine wood, and because of that, I can also get rid of these boards, and we can just make some while we're out there. We're also going to need about 27 coils of rope, and that's going to be quite expensive. Luckily, I already do have some cattail, and I think we should be ready to harvest some if needed. So there we go, there's 21. And there's 23. If I can find my scythe again, then we can go collect some more. I'm not exactly sure where I put it this time. I know it was over here at some point, but I don't think it is anymore. So let me try to find it. Oh, okay, it's in that box. Perfect. And the cattail is in fact done. So let's go ahead and just harvest it. And hopefully we have enough left over for the skeps as well, because I'm going to need to replace all of them very soon. Also, since we're speaking about that, I should mention that I am going to get the golden combs mod pretty soon. I was waiting until we got farther into the game, and I feel like we're finally at the point that it doesn't matter. However, I am going to stay away from the ceramic ones, and we're going for the box ones. I think that they require more resources to make. They also require you to use flax to upkeep them, and I feel like that is way more reasonable. The ceramic ones were super OP, just because they didn't cost you anything once you got them up and going, which was incredibly nice, but I feel like we should use the option that actually costs something. Oh, we do have a temporal storm. Can I finish this? I wonder. Am I gonna die out here trying to get the cattail? There's only a little bit left. Welcome back, Dave! Haven't seen you in a little while. Okay, quickly, let's go back inside. And I shall go downstairs. And I can spend the storm down here. So unless something happens, I'll see you guys once the storm is done. Oh god, we got a boat horn in here. Let's get it. Dude, he keeps going in the wall. Just die. And that was a nightmare one. Is that the first nightmare boat horn I've seen? Or nightmare anything in that matter? We did get a gear and some flax. Maybe we'll use that flax very soon. Anyway, back to it. And the storm is over. Okay, how are we doing up here? Nothing as of yet. Is my house safe at least? It does seem to be. I definitely hear something out there. I don't see him. Maybe he despawned. So let's get back to it. We do need 21 linen squares, which is going to be an insane amount of flax. Hopefully I can get all that going. I think that's 12. Okay, that's a bit worrisome. I should have some more flax just laying around. There's 70. Oh, and there's a stack. Okay, will this be enough? Make all the flax twine, and let's turn it into linen. So there's another 12. We got 24. I even overproduced. Ideally, other than the wood, we should in fact have everything. But yeah, I do think that we're going to wait until the morning, and then we can get this set up. But anyway, I'm going to do some stuff around the house, just like picking up charcoal and doing some other random stuff that needs to get done. And I'll meet you guys back in the morning so we can set up that boat. So be right back. Okay, good morning everybody. I think it's finally time. So I'm going to start heading over to the water right now. And hopefully we can get this boat up and going today. So I'll meet you guys over there. Oh yeah, on our way there, I'm also going to pick up some pine logs. I don't think that we need too many, but we need to make a ton of boards with them. So I'm just going to grab a couple trees worth. Okay, I do believe that this is going to be the place. And I think we'll start it right about here. So yeah, I think we want that blue square, if you can see that, to be in the water. So we're going to place it like that. I'm just going to remove some of the stuff around it. Make it a little bit easier for us to see. Unfortunately, I can't exactly see what I need to place down here. However, once I start trying to place it, it does tell me exactly what I need. So right now it wants us to use some firewood. So we're going to start placing those. Then it wants some logs. So let's get that in. And now it's saying firewood again. Okay, there we go. It actually worked. Now it does want us to use boards. So we're going to go ahead and cut a ton of these up. I believe that we need like 300, so I'm just going to go ahead and make 3 stacks. My inventory is so full. But let's start slapping boards in. Oh, now it wants a plumb and square. It's a little bit confusing, but I'm trying my best here. Okay, boards. Okay, so when we place the boards with the plumb and squares in my inventory, then it wanted it. Now it says it wants 16 boards, but that's what I have. This is very confusing, but we're trying. And now it wants some support beams. So we do have to debark a bunch of logs, and then cut them up with the saw. I think that's enough. So let's try to place them down. And now it wants boards again. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Look at that. I think that's called like a mast. Am I right? I'm probably wrong, but I tried. I think I forgot my rope. That is unfortunate. So I gotta head back and go get my rope. So I'll meet you guys back here in just a few. Okay, I made it back. It is starting to get dark out, but I do have my rope. And there we go. We have it on. Now it wants us to have some linen. And there we go. It rolls off directly into the water. I'm sorry, what? It was supposed to roll off. You saw it was rolling off. Can I sit in it at least? No, now it wants some firewood. Okay. Now it wants the logs. What am I rebuilding this entire thing? What just happened there? Does it want something from me now? Yeah, it wants boards. 2 plumb squares. Oh, God, we're being attacked. I feel like it's restarting all over again. Why is there so many dudes around me? Okay, we're going to have to do this in the morning. Luckily, I did bring another bed. So we're just going to go and dig a hole, and then we're going to deal with this in the morning. Okay, perfect. Plug that up. Plug this up. I failed. Now we shall plug it up. 1 torch. Place the bed. And let's go to bed. And I'll see you guys in the morning. And we're up. I hear a lot of stuff around me, but I did build next to a cave, so maybe it's fine. Let's head out and head back to the boat. Okay, we're back. I do see enemies around. Oh God, there's lightning. Okay, it's just a raccoon. We're fine. So yeah, I feel like I'm building onto it again. Like this right here, I don't think should be a thing. We added more boards to it for some reason. I can sit down, so what if I destroy this or something? Is there a way for me to like knock it into the water? My only other idea is what if I dig under it and then drop it into some water? I don't know how well that's going to work out, but we're going to try. I probably did something wrong and I'm probably screwing it up even more, but I'm trying. I'm not exactly sure what we did here. That's right, I'm putting the blame on all of us, not just me. It doesn't seem to be falling yet. Oh, okay. Part of it just fell. Do you see this? Yeah, I was building another boat on top of this boat. Okay, it dropped. Very interesting. Okay, so if I get on it, can I drive away? I can. Look, we're getting out of here. Let's do this. We're doing it. We slowly just need to back out of that. And we can leave that be forever. Now my question is, how do we get this sail down? There's gotta be a way, right? Okay, we click on this and we're off. Okay, this is so insanely cool. So we haven't done much exploring this way because I went that way for the archives and I spent a lot of time over there. But we didn't really go this way, so I'm gonna spend some time and we're just gonna check out some of the stuff over here. I'm hoping to find some new trees and maybe a new place to set up a base. So I will let you guys know if I find anything cool. So let's get going. Okay, so I might have just found something here. Look at this, we got that giant ridge over there, and there's a ton of water here. There also seems to be something in the water. Look at this. It's like a little sunken village. I think it might be that right there. But yeah, we have a ton of flat land in front of these mountains. However, I'm not exactly feeling it that much, but I will go check out these ruins. Okay, here we are. Now, I wonder if these are actually supposed to spawn out here. Or is this some bug or something like that? I feel like I've seen this before. Hold on. If there is like a metal furnace in one of these, then we know I've seen it before. So hold on. Let's go in. Hopefully I don't drown in here. Let me down. I might have not seen this before. A bunch of chains. I will take the lore book for now. We got another one as well. Luckily, we can catch my breath up here. Let's go back down. Just a bunch of beds. It's like a jail cell in here. And we can head out. By the way, what are these? Hornworts. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, so we have the church. So this is what made me think that I've been here. Oh, there's a rift inside of it. Oh, I can just go right through. And I don't think that there's any loot in here. So I think I have seen this building. But maybe not the rest. Anything in here? Wait, see? This is what I was just talking about. The metal furnace. I have seen this place before. We got a well down here. Does it lead to anything, I wonder? Well, that's unfortunate. I don't think that we need to go down there. And we got one more building with a chest, which does have some clothes and an amulet and another lore book. I can't take the beds. Can I take him? No, I definitely cannot. But anyway, I think that's everything over here. And my inventory is already full. So one thing I do believe that we can do with this boat is that we can set up some sort of chest on it, which I fully intend to do. But yeah, I completely forgot about that until now. I do see another ruin over there. It doesn't look too big, so we're not going to stop by. Plus the whole inventory thing. But yeah, this is super promising. And we have a ton of water in this world. So this is going to be awesome for hunting down ruins. And I think that we're going to get a lot of use out of it. Especially when we set up a base on the water. And we can just hop on this at any time. It's going to be so cool. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to try my best not to stop at everything. We're just looking for a place to set up. And maybe some extra trees. Like, I really want to find some acacia. That would be amazing for us. Because I can see some really cool builds happening with that. Okay, now something I have to worry about is how do I eat in this thing? Can I just eat like normal? I sure can, so awesome. However, I do think that we're gonna have to turn back soon. I only have like one more portion in there. So what I think we need to do is we need to go home and get a chest for this. I think we can actually place like 6 or so. Then we can have a ton of storage on this. We'll bring some extra food, of course. And then we'll go out on a giant journey. I don't want to go too far and then start starving, and that would cause so many issues. By the way, I do think that there's a lot more that we can do with this thing. Like, we can add a bunch of shields on the outside and make it look so much cooler. Plus, I do think that if we do go and get an elk, we can have him ride in the ship with us. And that would be insanely cool. And maybe we'll get a lot more use out of it. So potentially, we'll try to get him again very soon. Okay, we're almost back home. And yeah, we definitely didn't make all that much progress. All I did for the entire day was go up here and then over here. And now we're back here. We did like a little triangle. And now I see why people speed up the boat with some mods. It kind of makes sense. This thing is decently fast. Like, it's definitely faster than the raft. However, it's still pretty slow. And I don't know how I feel about speeding it up quite yet. I'm definitely not going to be doing that today. And maybe I'll never do it. But let me know what your guys' opinion on that is. Either way, we're going to be parking back over here. I do believe that this is where we started. I hope it doesn't drift off on its own or something. That would be super sad. But we are going to get off right about here, and then we're going to try to head back home, even though it's going to be pretty dangerous. So, right here should do. And then close it. Let's hop off and let's rush back home before I get killed. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go home and then we're gonna get prepared for another super long journey. This time we'll have some backup chests, a ton of extra food, and then I want to go really far down south. I really wanted to check out that stuff over there. But yeah, we definitely need to make some progress down south. If I could find some more bauxite, that would be very cool. And potentially we could grab a ton of fire clay. I really want to find redwood trees. I really want to find acacia. Acacia is my new favorite building block. It just goes really well with my style. And I'm hoping to get some before we start building our new base. Well, I call it a base. I don't think that we're just building one building. And I'm going to try my best to not just make one castle. But either way, I don't want to start building with oak and then do the rest in acacia. So I want to get that before we start to work on our base. Well, luckily, we're not moving as of yet. And in my head, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to move at the start of next spring. So we'll have one last winter back at this base, depending on how everything goes, but we might move earlier. But I want to do a bunch of exploration this year. And it's perfect that we got the boat just in time. I can see the base. It glows in the distance. That is actually so cool, and that's what I wanted to see. See, it looks like we're just entering a forest, but you can kind of see the base just because of all the glowing. It's like a hidden outpost. But we're back, and we're going to head straight inside because it's probably super dangerous out here. Rift activity is high, and it definitely seemed like it when I was walking back. But let's hop in bed, and I'll see you guys in the morning. And we're up. So real quick, I do need to empty out all this inventory stuff. It seems like most of the stuff I had was actually for building the boat. Either way, let's put it away. And I'd say that's about good. Now let's go check on the steel. It did stop. I do see a brick broken. How many bricks did break? Well, we got another there. And another over here. Plus another. But yeah, not too many broken. How's it looking? I do think it is done. Let's go ahead and break it open. And there we go. I think we officially just got some steel. Yep, we just got 16 steel. We shall take a little side tour and we're going to go over here. Let's place some in the forge. Get it heated up. Then let's pick it up, place. And we do got to go ahead and get rid of the slag. Now this is another one of those things that we're going to end up losing steel over. But it's not a big deal and it seems like this one works just fine. So there we go. Our first steel ingot. Let's place it back down. And just like usual, our first tool is going to be a pickaxe. So let's go ahead and start hammering. And there we go. We'll get that made in just a minute. But we do have some extra steel here. So we're going to go ahead and try to hammer those out into some more ingots. Then we're going to go ahead and make some other tools. I should be able to get a full tool set out of this. So we're going to do a shovel head next. And it's done. Let's pick up another. Place. Start removing the slag. There we go. Place. This one shall be an axe. So let's get it made. There's one axe. Let's pick up the last. Place. Remove the last of the slag. And there we go. Place it down one more time. And not that I need it right now, but we're just going to go ahead and make ourselves a knife. And there we go. Let's get them all made real quick. I do believe that should be about everything. And look at us. We're officially in the Steel Age. Now we just got to get rid of this armor. I really do like it, but it doesn't feel fitting for the Steel Age. And we never ended up getting the legs. It's a bit unfortunate, but hey, it's fine. So we are going to go for the tracker armor at some point. And it does use the body leather jerkin. So I feel like we should just go ahead and make that now, as we should have some extra leather just laying around. So there's the legs. And does it have to be brand new? Like if I damage it, is it going to not be usable? I sure hope not. But there's the body. And we're going to go downstairs and get the rest of my leather. There is 24 right there. And we're going to go ahead and make the last backpack that I need. This should only give us one extra slot, but we're just going to throw that in. And I need to empty it out first. I really hate how you can't swap them. It's not that big of a deal, but it does kind of suck. So I just noticed something here. What is happening to this lantern? That is so weird. Hold on, let me check the other lanterns. Is it doing it here too? No. I do have a mod that affects the lanterns. You can kind of see it swaying in the wind and that's all it does. Now it does also sway in my hand and I just find it so cool. Apparently it was causing the light issues I had in the last episode. And we might end up getting rid of it. I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, it's doing some funny business up here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. Only if I could use this to harness power. Oh, okay, stop it. No, it's going back. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I do want to throw on our new armor. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I believe that we don't need the helmet. And this is us. I kind of hate it. There's a reason why I never made the Brigandine armor. It kind of looks like I'm wearing pajamas on right now. And I'm not the biggest fan. But yeah, the helmet doesn't require a Brigandine helmet. So we're just going to stick with the bear one for now. Either way, this is going to be our new armor for now. And hopefully we can get it replaced pretty soon. Anyway, I got to grab another crock real quick. We did just burn through another one. So we'll come down here. We'll just grab another one off the shelf. Look at my protein. It is max. Should it be? I'm not sure. But we should be eating the soybeans. Does that one have soybeans? Yeah, look, it does give protein. I can't wait to get an entire farm of those. And I do believe that we can make pies with them. And that would be amazing. But we are going to head out here again. And I do have my bed. That way we can sleep because it is going to become nighttime soon. But we need to go ahead and just grab a tiny bit of copper. That way we can make some nails and strips so we can make some more chests because we're basically out. And then we can start loading up our boat with a ton of chests. And then we can have a prolonged journey. I think that boat's going to be great for us. Oh look, some copper already. I am going to go ahead and just get some surface copper this time. Oh, I should have brought some ladders. Well, hopefully I don't need them. Yeah, okay, it's fine. We don't even need that much copper. Just a couple 100 units worth. We can make some nails and strips, get a ton of chests made. I want to completely fill up that boat. And we're not going to do it right now, but I definitely want to fill that boat up with shields on the side and get it completely decked out. I think that would just be so awesome. Plus, I do want a shield for myself. I think that would be great for combat. See, I didn't make a steel sword because I don't think that would actually be helpful for us. If I'm correct, the Blackguard sword is going to be the best that we can get. I could be totally wrong though. I'm kind of new to the whole swords business. Okay, so Blackguard short sword. It does 5.3 damage. And the steel falx does 5.3 damage. So I don't see any reason to go for it. Okay, we did get 495 units. That should be able to make quite a few chests. So we are just going to head back. But I do got to dig myself out of here. This was a bit of an oversight. And the reason why I did bring my bed and some extra crocks is I do want to go this way. We're going back to the giant flint field that we saw. And I just want to go and dig a little bit over there. You guys did tell me that I should have probably done that. As since there was an insane amount of flint on the surface, there might have actually been a ton of flint under the surface. So I figured while we were looking for copper, we would go ahead and check that out. We did fortunately already get our copper, but we're still going to do this. So hold on, I just need to make it to the sand biome. Okay, here we are. And we already found a ton of copper. Okay, we might as well dig up another vein. This one also seems like it's big. And it's right at the surface. However, it seems dangerous because of all the sand. Either way, we'll grab as much as we can. Then we'll head out for that flint. And there we go. That time we got a lot more. 1,680 units. So we got about 2,000 total. And I have no doubt that we can make all the chests that we need. So now we're going to go and try to find a ton of flint. We can also just peek our heads in some caves. Okay, this right here has a couple flint. So we're just going to dig under it real quick. Oh yeah, look! Immediately we found some. How much flint did I miss the other day? Yeah, there's a ton of flint here. Look at this. Well, hey, now I know better. See, for some reason, I didn't think that the flint would work like copper and stuff. Well, yeah, I guess it definitely does. And that's something that we need to be aware of in the future. We probably have like 10x the amount of flint right now if I didn't go ahead and pick it all up and just decide to dig under it. Unfortunately, that makes it harder for us to find where we should dig because I removed so much of it. And I'm very curious to see how much I can get from this one spot. And it is so dangerous to dig here. I'm getting hit left and right by sand. Okay, I do think that I got it all. And that was about 44 flint. So yeah, I just wanted to test this out. Anyway, it is getting dark out. And we're still close enough to the base where I can just run back. So I'm going to do that instead of sleeping out here. As we don't exactly need the flint right now, I'm not going to sit here and just go for an insane amount again. But I'm sure in the future we're going to need to. And believe me, we'll be back. But we made it back to the base, so let's go in. And before we actually go inside, we're going to go ahead and pick up our nails and strips molds. We're going to take every single one that I can. I think we have like 7. Yes, we do. And what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to get it cooking. We only need 700 units. So we'll just throw that in and then throw a little bit of coal in. Get it lit. And I'll pour it into the molds before I go to bed. And I'll see you guys in the morning. And good morning. So down here, I made all of our nails and strips that we needed. And there should be plenty. I think that right there is enough for 28 chests. And I'm sure that we will use all of them eventually. But there we go, 23 chests plus 7 extra. And I think that should do it. Now, we're also going to grab a ton of crocs. I don't know how much exactly I need. And I think that their perish speed does go higher when I pick them up. So hopefully I didn't just ruin too many crocs. I grabbed a bunch. Hopefully that should last for at least a week or so. I do have my bed. I don't need that charcoal, so hold on. I'm going to put that away. Just throw that in there. This should be as bare bones as it gets. So hopefully I should have some room to get some loot. So anyway, I'm going to head back to the boat. Then we're going to attempt to get all that installed. And we can set sail once more. So I'll be right back. Okay, our boat should be out here. It's over there. Okay, I parked it right next to that one. The failed one. Now, I have the chest ready. I'm not sure how I'm actually supposed to place them. Do I shift click? Nope. Control click? Oh, this seemed to work. Okay, let's stuff as many as we can. There's 8. Can I stuff them in the front or anything? Can I still get in it? I can. Can I access them from here? I can. Okay, this is awesome. This is 8 entire chests for us to fill up. And I can just throw the extra chest in the front one. We'll throw all of our food into the other one. For some reason, it only let me shift click 3 into there. Now it's not letting me do it at all. That's actually kind of weird. Not a big deal. I just got to manually do it. But I shall keep one on me. And yeah, I think we're just about ready to head out. I'm in the wrong seat, aren't I? Okay, there we go. So like I said, I'm going to try to go south. I think that's where we went last time when we were on the boat. So we're going to try to follow this part over here as far south as I possibly can. It'd be cool to find some acacia trees or something. Some more ruins would be awesome. And of course, we're still looking for a place to set up a base. So I'm going to keep going this way. I'll only cut back once I find something cool and interesting. And I'll try to leave out all the boring parts. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys in a minute. So welcome back. I got off my boat because I was checking out this place. And this is such a cool little area. I don't know if I'd actually want to set up my home here, but it definitely could be a good location. This entire thing right here is an island. Look at it on the map. It's this giant island, and there is some ruins over there, so that is where we're heading. But yeah, this entire thing is mostly surrounded by water. There's a little tiny bit of land over there that connects back up with the land. But yeah, this is cool. Oh god. Yep, there's a bear. So it's a dangerous island, I see. Hello, raccoons. How's it going? I recommend you don't go towards that bear. Or do, it's not my problem. But here's the ruins. I think it's just a vanilla ruin, so we're not going to find much. But here's a farming vessel, which we did get some cattails. Very cool. We got like some sort of wall here. Very cool, but nothing that we need. And I do think that this is a trader. A normal trader. You don't see them that often. Hey dude, you should invest in getting a door. This doesn't feel very safe. But it is a clothing merchant. And we can't even buy them, unfortunately, but that's fine. You don't have a bed, do you? I was kind of hoping you had a bed and then I could sleep in there for safety. Okay, well, we gotta find a new place to set up shop. Ooh, a fruit tree. Yeah, I should be picking those up as well. So we're gonna go ahead and just chop it down real quick. And we'll see how many that we can bring home. Then we also got this one. We'll go ahead and take that. And we got a slightly bigger ruin than last time. Is there a door? I don't see a door. I guess we're just going to climb up in and break a wall. Is it safe? Are we all safe in here? I think we're safe. Maybe I'll use this to sleep. Now, I do want some of these for my base. I think I can craft them, and I think that would be awesome. We got a chest here with some gears, some carpets, nothing in the crates, and there is a ladder that goes up. So another chest with a brass lantern. That's actually sick because I didn't bring a lantern, so that'll be nice. Another chest here with a lore book, some spelt seeds, and that seems to be about it. So this might be a terrible idea. But anyway, we're gonna block this off. Then I can throw my bed right here. Yeah, we got enemies down there. Let's light this up. We shall even throw the lantern over here. And this probably is not safe whatsoever. But anyway, let's try to sleep. Please don't get me killed, game. And we survived with a guy down there that entire time. Oh god. I think he hit me with a rock. I was looking down there. Okay. We need to take the bed. I need my one and only torch. Wait, is there just a random dead locust up here? Where did he come from? Wait, a ruined locust. I can repair him? Oh, dude, that would be so cool. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep this in mind, but I don't know if I'm going to go with it for our base location. but it's definitely an option. Either way, let's head back to the boat. Guys, I see pigs. You know what I must do. Yep, there's multiples, but it's fine. Don't get hit. I don't have any way to heal. That would be unfortunate. Get back here. Why are you so fast? He's just ever so slightly fast enough to get away. Look at this man. Oh, he went to sleep. Why would he do this? He's got backup coming. Let's get him. Let's get him. Come on, come on. Get him before he runs. You're next. You're not leaving. Oh, God, there's another. Die. Die. Come on. Oh, God, he hit me, but it's fine. One more hit. And we just got 4 pigs. That's amazing. We need the fat. So let's collect it all. And there we go. So that was another 4 fat, another 8 hides, and that will go towards some leather when we get back home. Or alternatively, what I'm probably going to do is start the process for leather, but leave them as scraped hides. That way later on we can make some sturdy leather hides with it, because that requires scraped hides. Well, we can't make them quite yet because we need some sulfur. Anyway, I'm going to get back to it, and I'll let you guys know if I find something else. Okay, I see another ruin up there. I will just empty out my inventory real quick. I definitely don't need all this on me. And we did burn through an entire crock. So I would grab another one. Oh, no, 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 no. The boat. The boat. Let me back on. For some reason, I can't right click. Oh, I had my bowl of food out. Alright, I was starting to freak out. I was like, oh no, my right click's not working. Which, by the way, funny enough, I wouldn't even blame the game. I would instantly blame my own mouse before I blame the game. But hey, we're here. And we got a portal in front of us, but who cares? We're just gonna run on by. I'm not looking to make any enemies. And this place is seriously cool. See, we got these giant mountains in the background. And then this water right here, which like curves. It's so cool. Look at that. Look at this entire little edge right here. Imagine having like a giant dock here. We could have buildings all along this. And then we have this. I have no idea what's in here. Wait, I've been to one of these. Like practically this exact one. I think there's torch holders, which, yep, there sure is. And I remember that there was a vessel up here. Which this one is a food vessel. So we'll go ahead and just collect the spelts. And we got a farming one right here. Which had some more cabbage. Not even more cabbage because we didn't have any. That's our first cabbage seeds. That's actually massive for us. Cabbage is some of the best food in the game and we just got some. And pretty early on, so we might be able to get some going. But yeah, guys, it's kind of hard to see right now because of all the rain and of course fog. But this is looking super promising. This is more or less what I was looking for. It's not super flat. As you can see, there's hills, there's some elevation, stuff like that. The giant mountains, I always like to build next to mountains. And we have a big shoreline, so we can use our boat straight from here. And this land right here would be perfect to build on. That's a bear. I'm so lucky it didn't notice me. Holy crap, that could have been bad. But yeah, I want to come back to here at a different day when it's not raining and check this out fully. Right now, this is super enticing to me. I really did like that little island that we found, but I really do want some room to go and build big and a lot. This is definitely something I'm interested in. But yeah, there's no point in looking at it right now with all this rain. Can barely see anything. So we're going to head back to the boat and I'm going to keep going. And we will visit this another day. So let's hop back in. Am I looking at the wrong side? I sure was. Don't worry, I marked this down. We'll come back in better conditions and have a real look at it. So anyway, I'm going to continue looking. Hopefully I can find some bigger ruins. We haven't had any good luck this series with finding giant ruins. But I know that they're out there, and that's a big forest. Do you see that tree? That thing's massive. I want to go check it out, and I might just cut it down, to be honest. We have a steel axe. We have the technology. That thing looks so big, it will give us so much wood. And by the way, we're still in the land. I was over there when I was talking about building. This is still connected to the land. And this is a pretty cool place, too. There's so much room for activities. Hey, but look at that tree. It's like the one that's outside of my outpost. Is it another ruin? No. It's not attached to any ruin, but that thing is so big. And I shall claim it. And there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. See, this is what I wanted to show you guys when we were cutting wood earlier. Some trees are just absolutely insanely cracked. And you can get so much wood, like that one right there probably has a ton as well. And there we go. Look at that. That's like 3.5 stacks. I told someone in the comments that you can get a stack out of a tree. This one was 3. See, that's what I was talking about. This one probably also has like a stack on it. So I'm going to go ahead and claim this as well. I'm not going to lose the opportunity. This will basically be another full charcoal pit, which we're going to need soon anyway. So why not pick it up while we're here? Make it a lot easier on us. That was basically an entire stack. That is why I like oak trees. I never... Oh, God. I just heard a wolf. No, I'm out of here. It was like a little wolf puppy. But yeah, that's why I like oak trees so much. You never really see that with maple. Definitely not pine. But I suppose if you live near redwood, you would probably get an insane amount. Anyway, we checked out the big tree. It wasn't a ruin. So we're just going to get out here and try to explore a tiny bit more. So let's get to it. Oh, I just saw something cool. Okay, it's kind of hard to see with my sail like this. So we're going to stop. Look at that. We did in fact just find some more bauxite. And it's pretty close to the ship. By the way, right over there was basically where we just cut down that tree. Oh, do you see that? What? Okay, there's something here. Look at that. That kind of seems like a dead end. That could be a cool place to build too, but probably not what I'm going for. Either way, we can look at this real quick. I'm telling you, this land is calling my name. Even though it's still raining over there, I think you can see the clouds. And how that's darker, and if we were to go under it, it would rain on us. Which is such a cool detail in Vintage Story. I've never really noticed that, but yeah, I think that's a thing. I should probably empty out my inventory once again. Get all the wooden sticks out of here. And look at that, by the way, 53 seeds. I'll never have a problem with seeds. Where did I get a handbasket? I actually don't remember picking up that handbasket. It is very confusing, but whatever. It also seems like we got a ton of peridotite here. Yes. Which, if I'm correct, that means that there's almost guaranteed olivine under this. Which is good to know. We also got some quartz. But the real question is, what is in here? Oh, I know what this is. Yep, a giant staircase that leads down to like a big dungeon. Now, I don't plan on going too far down here because if I remember, it was super big and super dangerous. This is something that we have to prepare for and come back with like heals and a ton of torches. And we'll definitely have to do that someday, but I will go down here real quick. Yeah, there's a bunch of chests just out in the open. Look, we got a tool vessel. Another chest, which I can't open. Okay. Anything else? Yep, another chest. We got some torch holders. Ooh, a forge. I'll take that. Another torch holder. We got a seed vessel. I'll take that. I'm just looking for the easy to grab stuff. Then we're just gonna head out. But yeah, I think I got everything that I can right now. And we'll potentially come back here another day. The main thing that's holding me back right now is I need to find sulfur so I can make some of my bandages. I've yet to see any, but I need it. Anyway, we're out. It is gonna become dark soon again. Oh my, do you see this? I didn't even realize, but that vessel that we broke had a bunch of pumpkin seeds. And it's getting to be Halloween. I wonder if I can get back and then grow that in time. Well, I suppose we did a bunch of exploration. We found a bunch of bauxite. We'll definitely be checking that out. A potential base location that we'll check out on another day when it's not raining. And we got a dungeon that we could potentially loot. But yeah, I think we're gonna go home and try to depot some of our loot. By the way, that's the place right there. I wonder how close can we get before it starts to rain. Maybe I can just zoom in and have a look. If my theory is right, I can get up right to the edge of this. So we shall try that. Yeah, I have a pretty good vision for this place already. Imagine a great big dock right here. It could even expand all the way out to here. Then we can have a ton of buildings that completely line this entire ridge. Potentially a really big building on the top of that hill right there that overlooks everything. Maybe a perfect spot for a castle. I'm trying not to do castles. I shall do better. Then we can have most of our industry like just behind the buildings that would be on this edge. And yeah, I really like that spot. So right now it's number 1 on my list. And I'll definitely think about it. But anyway, it's gonna become dark. And I'm just gonna sail back home and see if I survive. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna work in the dark. I'll let you guys know if something happens. Okay, we're back. This seems to be my unofficial port of my base. And there's the other boat. So we're just gonna get off right here again. And we already got a boat horn. So let's make this quick. I want to grab all my crocs. Anything I can out of here. I definitely need the fan leather. Oh god, I'm being shot. The boat's being shot. Okay, that's in my hand. I thought it was on fire. Okay. Okay, we need to get out of here before it destroys my boat. I don't know if that is a thing, but I don't want to find out. Let me out of the water. Okay. And we're out of here. Oh yeah, that's a shiver. It's fine. Everything's fine. I will not retreat. I will not sleep. I just need to get around this shiver, okay? This way. And we're back. So let's head inside. And it should be mostly safe in here. It's not super bright, but not super dark. We're immediately going to get these placed. I feel like anywhere should be fine, but that'll do. And in about a week or so, we should have some pumpkins. But just know, even though it's gonna be late, I'll try to carve them if it lets me. I'm not entirely sure that's even a thing, but I'll try. I'm very new to this whole pumpkin thing. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it here. We got a lot of stuff planned for tomorrow, but for now, this is it. So that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.